I recognize a lot of faces out there. It's exciting to see everybody. So far, the Richmond Tea Party alone, and there's many coalitions, like Donna said, but the Richmond Tea Party alone already has 800 RSVPs. So we're shooting for 2,000. So is everyone here at least bringing 3 friends? Right? 3 friends? Just to give you encouragement, we've shared this with some people, but the Tea Party movement in Virginia has organized, and we have come together under a federation across the state. There's over 45 different Tea Parties and Patriot organizations that we've identified in Virginia that represents right now over 25,000 people. Can I take this off? Okay, because I'm going to write on something. So we are definitely getting organized, and I think 2010 is going to be really exciting. So I hope everyone's going to be there. I'm sending press releases out to Fox News and CNN, so you guys got to come. So the coverage is good. I was asked to talk about coalitions, and oftentimes when we think about coalitions, we think about organizations having coalitions. So you think of Americans, NRIA, building a coalition with AFP, with VCDL, all these acronyms of all these different organizations coming together. For example, we have a coalition on this 10th Amendment bill. We have Freedom Works and the Tea Party organizations and Campaign for Liberty. But I want to talk about what coalitions looks like for you as citizens who's maybe not a member of a major organization. There is an importance in building coalitions because it's called leverage. That's the key word to write down, leverage. What I wanted to do, since I have 10 minutes, I wanted to just take a quick exercise, and I'm going to get some interaction from the audience to show you how this is going to work on the bills, on the health care bill and the firearms bill. I'm going to put HC for healthcare and the firearms bill, FA. So when we're looking at building coalitions, you want to look at your own community of influence. Now, the first and most obvious thing that you can do is open your email and look at your contacts. That's the most obvious one. And what I would suggest that you do that I did a couple of years ago and I found very effective is I took my whole email list and I emailed everybody in my contact list and I said, look, here's something that I think is very important. For us, it's going to be the 10th Amendment. And explain why. And say, I'm going to be very involved in following these bills and trying to get this legislation passed. And I want to know if I have your permission to keep you informed and get your involvement when I need your involvement. When you send an email out to your email contact list, it's important that you promise 2 things. The first thing you promise is that you're not going to just forward everything, right? Because if it's overkill, they don't want to be a part of it. So you need to say, I will be very sensitive in only sending you the information that you absolutely need when I need you to act. So that is important. And so that really was the second thing. And the second thing is letting them know that you're not just going to be passing information along just for information's sake. It's only going to be when you need them to act. And you're not going to become one of these forward happy people. So, and you will build a coalition list in your email list. And so when it comes time, when we start sending alerts out, when the session starts, when something is getting hung up in committee, or we've got one state senator that's not coming on board, we can send that out and it will go out through the Facebooks and Twitters that people and emails, and we can mobilize people. But if we kind of call wolf a lot of times, then people will stop reading your email. So the first thing I would encourage you to do is to build that contact list with your email. So one of the things I wanted to look at is what would you consider for yourself coalitions that you have in your own influence? And I'm going to give you 1 or 2 examples. For the firearms bill, those of you that would be a member of a hunt club, right? A hunt club would be an organization that you could reach out to and build a relationship with and let them know what's going on, right? So that would be one example, is the hunt club. Can people think of any other ones in the firearms or the healthcare? Just raise your hand. People that you have, yeah. The NRA, if you're a member of the NRA, asking the NRA to get behind your bill, okay? They're not behind this bill, they got me. Can you think of other ones? Yes. Right, Black Creek shooters, so shooting clubs, shooting ranges and shooting clubs, going over there and asking them, can I put a flyer up in your club? You know, can you have handouts at your desk? So shooting clubs. Can you think of other ones? Gun shops, sporting goods. Yeah. Pawn shops. Who said that? That's good. I hadn't thought of that. Pawn shops. Gun shops, pawn shops, gun shows. We have one coming up, I think. Reenactors. I have down here the Moose Lodge, the Mason Lodge, all the different lodges that are out there in your local communities. VFW. Those of you who are members of political parties, if you're a member of your local unit, Henrico Republican Party or Libertarian Party, asking them to pass resolutions demanding that their legislators get behind these bills and support these bills. That's going to be important for those of you who live in Henrico. The state senator in Henrico isn't a shoo-in for this bill, and we don't have his support yet, Walter Stosh. So he hasn't said no, but he's not on board. And typically on conservative legislation, he's been a thorn in my side. So asking your unit chairs of your Republican Party or Libertarian Party, or whatever you belong to, asking them to pass a resolution in support of these bills, because they represent the people and they should be dictating to the legislators what you want, right? It's not the other way around. What about the health care bill? Can you think of natural coalitions in your community that you can affect there? If you know doctors and nurses on your street, in your neighborhood, nurses, people that you work with, people in your church, asking them to contact their legislator will mean more on this bill. Delegate Bob Marshall and myself are working on mailing all the licensed doctors in Virginia. That will be critical. Case manager, that sounds, see, I'm learning something today. Case manager society. Yes? Right. Yes. Right to life, national right to life. In La Leche, yes. Small business, yes. Fire and rescue. What did you say? Oh, the labs, the medical labs. Now, what this requires is not you don't call LabCorp. Say, I got this bill down in the General Assembly. Right. We're not talking that, but what we are talking about is you going to the Case Manager Society or the La Leche group or the doctors for personal relationships you have and asking them to join you so that when you go meet with your delegate and senator, your state senator, you can say, I've met with this organization, and this organization, and they agree with me that you need to get on these bills. And if you can have them write a letter that you can take with you, it's even more effective. The PTAs. Sometimes. Depends on the PTA. There's a lot of PTOs that are a lot more receptive. Right. Another one that's really important for you guys that you can have a really quick influence on in this area is senior assisted living homes.